In the small town of Highland, Beavis and Butthead found themselves in a rare moment of boredom. With nothing better to do, they decided to wander around town, hoping to stumble upon something entertaining. As they walked aimlessly, they spotted a familiar figure sitting on a bench outside the local convenience store. "Whoa, Butthead, check it out, it's Forrest Gump!" Beavis exclaimed, nudging his friend excitedly. "Yeah, he's like that guy who runs a lot, huh?" Butthead replied with a smirk. Forrest Gump looked up and greeted the duo with his trademark smile. "Well, hello there, fellas. What brings you around these parts?" Beavis and Butthead shrugged, not really sure themselves, but then Forrest's expression turned serious. "Say, you boys wouldn't happen to know where my friend Bubba is, would you? He's been missing for days and I'm worried sick about him." Beavis scratched his head, trying to remember who Bubba was, but then it clicked. "Oh yeah, Bubba. He's that dude who's like obsessed with shrimp or something, right?" Forrest nodded solemnly. "That's right. Bubba's got himself a shrimp addiction and it's been tearing him apart. I need to find him and get him to rehab before it's too late." Beavis and Butthead exchanged a glance, suddenly feeling a sense of responsibility. "We'll help you find Bubba, Forrest. We're like experts at stuff," Beavis declared confidently. "Yeah, we'll kick his ass into rehab or something," Butthead added, trying to sound tough. And so, the unlikely trio set off on their quest to find Bubba and save him from his shrimp-induced downfall. They searched high and low, asking around town and following any lead they could find. After hours of fruitless searching, they finally stumbled upon Bubba holed up in a rundown shrimp shack on the outskirts of town. He was surrounded by piles of shrimp shells, his eyes glazed over in a shrimp-induced stupor. "Bubba, dude, you gotta snap out of it!" Beavis shouted, shaking him by the shoulders, but Bubba only mumbled incoherently, lost in his shrimp-fueled haze. "We gotta get him to rehab, like now!" Butthead exclaimed, looking to Forrest for guidance. Forrest nodded determinedly. "You boys are right, it's time to get Bubba the help he needs." With Beavis and Butthead's help, Forrest managed to drag Bubba out of the shrimp shack and into his trusty old pickup truck. They drove him to the nearest rehab center where he would finally get the treatment he desperately needed. As they watched Bubba disappear into the rehab center, Forrest turned to Beavis and Butthead with gratitude in his eyes. "Thank you, boys. I couldn't have done it without you." Beavis and Butthead shrugged, feeling a sense of pride in their unlikely accomplishment. "Yeah, whatever, Forrest. Just don't forget to bring us some shrimp when Bubba gets out, huh?" Beavis joked, earning a chuckle from Butthead. And as they walked off into the sunset, Beavis, Butthead, and Forrest knew that they had forged an unlikely bond through their shared shrimp-filled misadventure. And who knows, maybe they'd even learn a thing or two along the way, but probably not.